Hello everybody. Today I'm going to talk about NES Remix for the Nintendo Wii U. Now everybody knows by now that Nintendo has been heavily trying to cash in on their old school Nintendo library. And I mean, Virtual Console releasing Earthbound is a way to try to get people to buy a Wii U and stuff just like that. I mean, don't you remember how Earthbound was never released on the Wii Virtual Console, but then all of a sudden is only on the Wii U Virtual Console and not the Wii one? I mean, gee, it obviously has nothing to do with the fact that the Wii U is selling poorly and they're trying to get as many as their hardcore fans on the Wii U as possible. But of course, let's not forget stuff such as, the fact that Nintendo seems resistant to change, and the fact that, of course, you've got New Super Mario Bros., which tries to have the old school Mario vibe, and you've also got games such as Super Mario 3D World, which tries to have the old school Mario vibe as well, instead of, just look at Super Mario Sunshine or Super Mario Galaxy to see what they were trying to make their games look and feel like years ago. I mean, even during the casual time of the Wii, they had Super Mario Galaxy. And even coming soon, you've got games trying to cash in on nostalgia, such as, Mario Maker, that game, which is really just a paid NES ROM editor. But, enough with that. Let's talk about the game in question today. NES Remix. Now, of course, this game tries to play off the old school NES formula with a few twists and unlikely influences. So let's start the review, shall we? So first, let me talk about what NES Remix is. NES Remix is, a collection of all these old Nintendo games with a twist. You see, they just took the old NES games, and instead of having you play them like they're originally intended, in which case you might as well just go to eShop and buy them off there, you instead get to play, modified selections of stuff clipped out of the game. And, you're given goals such as defeat 15 enemies with Invincible Mario, or get through the end of the stage, or kill so many enemies. And really, you're only given a very short amount of time to beat these objectives, a few lives, which really don't mean anything because there's absolutely no penalty for losing all lives, and in fact they can actually help you, as I'm going to explain later. And of course, you get 3 stars in the end. Gee, what game does that remind you of? Oh wait, Angry Birds, and all those other mobile games which have the exact same formula. Play through small snippets of gameplay, and try to get 3 stars based on your performance. Seriously, there are so many games that use this formula, it's almost become a cliche of the genre. The game allows you to play through snippets of many early NES games, from Balloon Fight to Baseball to Donkey Kong to Excitebike to Golf to Ice Climber to Mario Brothers to Super Mario Brothers to Pinball, and various other ones, including the original Zelda, that many people, have forgotten about. Because let's be honest, many of the better games, or more well-known games in this instance, are in NES Remix too, which include Kirby's Adventure, Metroid, Punch-Out, Super Mario Bros. 2, 3, and Lost Levels, and Kid Icarus. The controls in this game are god-awful. I can't tell if it's because of the Wii U gamepad, or because of, the fact that the controllers for the system aren't that great, or maybe the controls for the older games weren't that great in the first place. I can't tell because I went from a classic controller to using my Wii U gamepad, and I struggled with both of them because the controls are straight up garbage. I mean, really. It's hard to explain, but these controls just flat out sucked. I mean, sometimes I'd be pressing up, sometimes my character just wouldn't respond. It just felt laggy, and I'm not sure the word to describe it, but it just felt like crap. Really. That's what they felt like. It's alright if you keep dying over and over again, though, because the second you back out, the game will automatically allow you to, advance to the next level. So you could be terrible at this game, and the game will actually let you go on. I wish I was joking, But no, that is what this game actually does. That is just how bad this game is when it comes to difficulty. And look, there was even a hint I saw on Miiverse that said, tip, if you're stuck, just lose all your lives and back out and you'll go to the next stage. That is what I actually saw written on the Miiverse, and probably the only helpful hint either, because most of the stuff on the Miiverse is kind of, well, dumb. It feels like you're reading graffiti in a bathroom if the graffiti was written by a 5-year-old. So all in all, this game is proof Nintendo is still stuck in the past. They're still trying to play off how big they were in the 90s or 80s, and yet they're no different than that band who is so irrelevant that they only go on tours at the local casinos. Really, that is what Nintendo is like in gaming, because they're just that irrelevant. And had this game been an iPhone game or something like that, this game might have had an excuse. But no, this is a game on Nintendo's next-gen console. Like, this is what Nintendo considers next-gen. This is a first-party game, which is really just a rehash. And keep in mind, this system still lacks a lot of games. And yet it does have this, however. And keep in mind, what does this say about Nintendo? Especially when you put the online with this, that they're still stuck in the past. I mean, just take a look at Hyrule Warriors and how that game doesn't have co-op. Because all in all, Nintendo is still trapped in the past. And that's all I can say. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more. Oh, and did I mention this game is $15 too? And of course the sequel's $15, so if you want both, you're paying $30. And you can get better games for $30. A lot better games than this, may I mention.